Hello there, and welcome to my live talk on discernment. I'm so glad I'm back talking to you. I apologize for the little bit of a respite that I had there and not going live, but I have something important to say, so I thought I'd just start out with that. So the thought is, why is it important to get to the why? And I get this feedback a lot in my discernment sessions with folks, is what distinguishes me from a mediator, since I'm a trained therapist and a certified mediator second, trained therapist first, certified mediator second, is I come with the approach that most people will be able to talk through their issues and problems and resolve things if they can actually figure out why they're so upset, why they're so mad, why they're so resentful, and be able to say that out loud, either to me or to their ex-partner. And I think that's the difference, is that I feel like I'm never afraid, and I ask my clients not to be afraid of when they can't decide things. That there's always a higher level of authority of people that can decide things for you, and you'll always have things that you cannot decide on with somebody who has either caused you a lot of pain or grief, or that you're just feeling really disconnected from. There's always going to be things you cannot decide on. It's really difficult to work on the dynamic of that long-term relationship or marriage now that you're separating. It's kind of like all bets off. Like, why would you work on it now? But when I do my discernment sessions, I know it's really important to figure out what and where and when did the disconnect start happening. Because it usually is around something where somebody feels disrespected, or both parties do. And it's always surprising to me that people have the same complaints about each other. They don't listen to me. They always do whatever they want. I didn't get enough attention. Those kinds of things. They're usually the same across the board. So there is a disconnect that needs to be healed. And if I can get to the bottom of that, and if you can get to the bottom of that, you might be able to set that person free. And you might also be able to have a different kind of more healing relationship with them in the next chapter. I'm not saying that you will, but you might be able to. And if you have kids, that's the most ideal thing that you could hope for. But it takes a lot of evolution in yourself to be able to sit in the hard conversations, to sit knowing that you weren't the only one that suffered, that you weren't the only one that is feeling lost and scared and upset. So that's something to think about, is how you will move forward. And it looks like I'm frozen here, so let's see what can happen. Oh, I'm back. Okay, so I hope that all came out. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, I don't know how much of it makes sense now, but I'll just repeat a few things. So it's really hard to face the idea that the other person, as much as they caused you pain or grief, they also felt grief and pain, just in a different way. And I always think it's good to just hash it out, not to argue it out, but to hash it out, to just hear what the other person has to say, maybe do some active listening around that, and then decide together whether that can heal or whether there's no hope on healing that. So discernment counseling and deciding what you're going to do also means getting to the bottom of what your narrative is about. What is your story about why your relationship didn't work? Because you have to live with that story, and you have to move on with that story. And that's all about healing. So take a minute to think about the why. Take a minute to think about your story. Take about a minute to think about, what do you want your story to be? What's the positive reframe of your story so that you can live with it? I have lots more information on my website around discernment. So take a look at it and get in touch with me if you think I could help you. Take care, and I'll be sharing more ideas with you in the future. And don't hesitate to share some ideas with me in the chat. Bye for now.